unacceptable. Look at this mess.
You're overreacting. It's just a barbecue.
She called 911 because my backyard grill was too smoky. Cops showed up during ribs night, flashlights cutting through the hickory smoke. I stepped out with tongs in hand, apron stained with barbecue sauce. When she screamed, "Arrest him," from her porch, I just smiled. "Funny," I said. "Your husband reports to me at the FBI." Her face, pure panic. My backyard smoker was my dad's last gift, a custom-built offset pit he welded himself. Every third Saturday, I host Ribs and Justice nights. Veterans, retired cops, neighbors sharing stories over brisket and sweet tea. It's quiet, respected, part of the neighborhood rhythm. Then Linda Cho moved into Maple Ridge Estates. HOA president, designer athleisure, zero tolerance for unapproved aromas. Within days, she complained about excessive smoke, suspicious laughter, even unlicensed meat gatherings. I kept my day job quiet. I'm special agent in charge at the regional FBI field office. But Linda, she thought I was just that weird grill guy. And that was her first mistake. It started with a whisper. She called 911, possible meth lab. I was smoking brisket at dawn. Officers came, sniffed the air, laughed, and left. Next, illegal gathering. 5 neighbors eating ribs under string lights. Then, toxic fumes. I was cleaning my grill with vinegar and baking soda. Each time, cops apologized on their way out. But Linda escalated, filed formal complaints with the county, posted flyers on community boards. BBQ equals biohazard. I warned her calmly at the mailbox. "Stop making false reports. It's a federal offense." She smirked, flipping her hair. "What are you gonna do, write me a letter?" That night, I pulled up her husband's personnel file. Mark Cho, FBI intelligence analyst, assigned to my division, reports directly to me. I leaned back in my chair, sipped sweet tea, and opened the new folder. Cho, L, pattern of harassment. Time to end this professionally. She called 911 again, armed man with fire pit. At 7:15 p.m., 2 patrol cars rolled up, lights flashing red and blue across my oak trees. Linda stood on her porch in a silk robe, pointing like I was a fugitive. I stepped out calmly, apron tied over my flannel shirt, tongs still in hand, FBI credentials clipped to my belt. Not hidden, just present. The lead officer lowered his flashlight. "Sir, is this your property?" I nodded. "And you know this woman?" I looked at Linda. "Yes, and I also know her husband works for me at the FBI." Her smirk vanished. "What?" I turned to the officers. "By the way, she's made 5 false police reports this month. I've documented every one." The silence that followed, sweeter than smoked brisket. The officers took statements right there in my driveway, smoke from the grill curling into the twilight. I handed them a USB drive labeled Cho Harassment Dossier. Call logs, screenshots of her BBQ equals biohazard flyers, audio recordings, even her HOA weeding rants. By 8 a.m., Internal Affairs contacted Mark Cho, not for misconduct, but for failure to disclose a household conflict of interest involving a senior supervising agent. Linda's HOA presidency revoked unanimously for abuse of emergency services. The county issued her a formal warning. One more false report, and she'd face misdemeanor charges for wasting law enforcement resources. But the best part? Mark had to attend a mandatory ethics briefing, led by me. He sat in the front row, tie too tight, eyes down. Afterward, he approached, voice low. "Sir, I didn't know." I shook his hand. "Now you do. And tell Linda, next time she calls 911 on a brisket, I'll have her doing community service at the evidence locker." They listed their house for sale 2 weeks later. Me, I added a new sign by the gate, occupied by federal personnel. False reports, felony. Neighbors started stopping by, not to complain, but to apologize. Brought cornbread, coleslaw, even a hand-carved sign, Ribs and Justice Zone, protected by federal protocol. The county updated its policy. All nuisance complaints now require photo evidence and a sworn statement. And my backyard got a new plaque by the smoker, occupied by federal personnel. False reports, felony. No more midnight sirens, just laughter, smoke, and the occasional salute from a passing veteran. Turns out, you don't need bulls or bank statements to win. Sometimes, all it takes is 5 documented lies and a perfectly smoked brisket. If this feels familiar, it's because HOAs keep testing boundaries. In my last video, HOA Karen tagged my Navy boat. Minutes later, Shore Patrol was at her door. I used federal protocol to shut down maritime harassment. This time, brisket smoke did the talking. If you've ever been falsely reported, comment below. Smash like, subscribe to HOA Havoc, and hit the bell.